James is excited. He's catching us for live for the second time. Thanks for being here, James.
Absolutely.
And he wants to know who's going to make the biggest splash. Is it as obvious as I think it is?
Well,
which new edition is going to make the biggest splash?
I think we're on the same page there when we're talking about one Casey Thompson. Yeah, that I think right there is your game changer, proven guy right there. And I will go. I won't just go one, just player or coach, and then I'll put the slash there, and I'll put Mickey Joseph in there as a guy that I think is going to make a big difference here. And you've already seen him affect recruiting. Being so tied into the state of Louisiana, and Nebraska throwing their hat in there to a top ranked running back that probably will end up at LSU, but now he's considered Nebraska, and if you can get him here on a visit, you never know. So yeah, I'm going to go Casey Thompson / Mickey Joseph for the two biggest impact additions to this upcoming season, hands down. Not even close.
And Joseph, really, from a recruiting standpoint, in particular, right?
Yeah, yep. Yeah. Well, and he's proven. Okay, how many? He has Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase, guys that just to name two that he pupiled. Okay, that's pretty impressive right there. Okay, do I need to say more?
I wish I could remember the player's name. I just saw him catch a pass in the NFL from LSU, and he was on that team. And he didn't play.
Right.
He didn't. It wasn't Jamar Chase or Terrace Marshall or Justin Jefferson. Those guys are mega stars. And he caught a pass, and I'm watching the red zone, or maybe it was one of the Saturday games. I forget. It was a few weeks ago. Anyway. Because I usually just sit and watch the red zone on Sunday. But anyway, I might have been watching this game, and I'd never heard of them. They said LSU, and I'm pretty adept at personnel and keep track of everyone. And they mentioned that he didn't play at LSU. He couldn't get on the field, and he's playing in the NFL.
Yeah. So
crazy.
Just tells you how loaded that stuff was, and you know what, I haven't. Besides just one press conference, I haven't been around Mickey, and I haven't been able to watch him coach, which is what I'm really excited to see, because, there was a coach here at Nebraska a few years ago by the name of Keith Williams, who, in my opinion, is the best wide receivers coach there is out there. And he's currently with the Baltimore Ravens. This is his first year with the Ravens, and he had stuck it out here in Lincoln, and he's trained so many high-profile name receivers. It's not even funny, and he had them coming into Lincoln here, and he's working them out on a high school field, and that's what I'm pointing at for Mickey Joseph, because of the kind of guys that he has put into the NFL, and I want to see what he does at a coaching, just to watch him, interact with his guys and running through drills and stuff, because Keith Williams was so much fun to watch do that, and such a knowledgeable guy. And that's what I'm hoping that Mickey Joseph brings to the table. And that's what I expect him to bring.
Toby is bringing up a point about the transfer portal. So I'm leaning on you a little bit here, Greg, in terms of, I don't think the players are really risking anything, are they? If they go into the portal, they've not committed themselves to transferring. They're just in the portal. They can go back to their own school. Are they really risking anything? Because Toby's saying basically these kids are crazy, risking their scholarship going into the transfer portal.
No, opposite. You put your name in there, you've burned your bridge at that school. We saw Phil Darius Payne is the only Nebraska player that has entered the portal and come back. So it does not happen very much.
What
So
is that? Because these other players got.
hey, you know what? You just turned your back on your brothers. Okay, that's pretty hard to say. Hey, I don't want to be here anymore. I'm going to go somewhere else. And then you all of a sudden find out that the grass isn't that much greener out there in the portal, and you want to come back. That door is pretty much shut. That's just the way it is. If you've never played football before and been a part of a brotherhood and a family that a football team is, you don't turn your back on your brothers like that. You're not welcome back. You really aren't. So you make that decision. That's pretty much a done deal when it happens. And I don't think I need to explain that much more. Besides if you come back and you're accepted back, do you think you're accepted back with open arms? No, I don't think so. I think there's guys that are going to be looking at you and thinking, hey, you gave up on us already once, brother. You do it again, there's going to be hell to pay. So
it's a good point. It's a good point. I can only think of a couple, and the better the player you are, maybe not easy, but it becomes, you can get acceptance. It is a performance sport. Like Miles Brennan at LSU, he's decided to come back. Tank Bigsby at Auburn, the running back.
Yeah, Miles Brennan did the same. Yep.
So there's a couple, but we're talking about there's been thousands of players in the transfer portal, and we can name on one hand how many have come back.
But Miles Brennan was dealing with a coaching change too, and a whole different situation. And my point of view is a team that's not. Phil Payne didn't go through any kind of a position coach change or anything. No coaching staff changes going on. I think it's a different thing there. You got to give him a little bit of leeway when there's an overhaul of a coaching staff, which we've seen just drive things crazy this year and make things that much weirder. So yeah, like a Miles Brennan, I give him a pass on my point on turning your back on your brothers. Yeah.
So Nolan, I don't know if you heard this, Greg, but on the Big Ten Network tomorrow, there's going to be an announcement of schedule changes to the 2022 football schedule. And I think somebody tweeted out, yeah, there are going to be changes to the 2022 Big Ten schedule. It's going to be on the Big Ten Network like tomorrow at, I believe, noon Eastern. I don't know what those would. The only thing that I was told, I did not personally see this tweet, but somebody told me that a college football writer sent out a tweet that said it had to do with some adjustments made because of the COVID season. I don't know.
That's the only thing that comes to mind. I mean, and now that alarms me. I wonder if that affects Nebraska's game with Northwestern in Ireland to kick things off. I
wouldn't think that they would do a full-blown show and just to talk about one game that got changed.
I don't know. Well, that also might just be a Big Ten Network thing, just trying to run some content. I don't know.
I'm looking at story links right now. Big Ten to announce revised 2022 conference football schedule on Wednesday.
I don't know. I don't know what they're going to revise. Yeah, that's bizarre. Because, I mean, I was listening to people talking about the Nebraska schedule earlier today and how actually nice it falls for Nebraska for a change when you don't have a run of having to go against a bunch of big boys and those big games that you do have, you have a bye week in between them. And so, yeah, I'm very curious to see. I'm going to have to tune into this.
This is my guess. This is just a throw it at the wall guess that obviously the COVID season not only played with the conference schedule, it played with the non-conference schedule. I wonder if there have been a number of non-conference games that got wiped out. I know, for example, Ohio State was supposed to go to Oregon as the first of the two before Oregon played there. And so a lot of those games got wiped out. I wonder if instead of having those be a one-offs, that the conference kind of collected them all together and worked through those to kind of accommodate the conference schedule. I don't know. It's just a thought.
I just wonder if they're going to just announce like different protocols or something as well. I don't know.
That could be. That could be.
Who knows?
I would think that it would be too far away to announce protocols already.
Yeah. I don't know, but why would you be revising the schedule at this point either? I don't know. Another thing for Kevin Warren to get chewed on about.